It was a cold night in São Paulo, Brazil, and the rain drummed incessantly against the windows of the buildings. Detective Lucas Montenegro, known for his cunning and sharp instinct, was at the end of another exhausting day at the police station when he received an urgent call. A trembling voice on the other end of the line said, "Please help me. My daughter disappeared." The woman, Clara Albuquerque, explained that her daughter, Mariana, age 10, had disappeared after leaving school. A note was found in the backpack left on the sidewalk, with letters cut from magazines forming the message, "Don't call the police. Wait for instructions." Lucas knew that every minute was crucial in kidnapping cases. He gathered his team and immediately headed to Clara's house. The place was full of police, but Lucas asked that everything be kept confidential to prevent the kidnappers from noticing any suspicious movement. As Clara cried uncontrollably, Lucas promised, "I will bring your daughter back." The first clue was in the note. The glue used on the letters indicated a specific type of product sold at a local stationery store. Lucas went to the store and, with the help of the salesperson, identified a customer who had purchased large quantities of similar materials in the last week. The description of the man was vague, but included a distinctive tattoo of a dragon on his arm. Lucas also noticed that the handwriting of the instructions on the note had traces of a hand used to writing, which could indicate that the kidnapper was an experienced criminal. Meanwhile, a phone call arrived at Clara's house. The hoarse, masked voice demanded 500,000 reais in small bills. Clara, in desperation, agreed to pool the money. Lucas, however, suggested delaying payment to save time. He asked for the conversation to be recorded and analyzed by an audio expert. The expert was able to isolate background sounds, such as the distant whistle of a train, indicating that the kidnapper could be in an area close to tracks. The clues led Lucas to an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of the city. There, he found fresh tire tracks and a cut rope on the ground, indicating that Mariana had been kept there but had been transferred. Lucas didn't give up. He combed through old files of similar cases and discovered a pattern. The modus operandi resembled that of an ex-convict named Eduardo Mendez, known for flash kidnappings. Eduardo had been released 3 months earlier. With the help of underworld informants, Lucas located Eduardo's current hiding place. The team organized a tactical operation to invade the location. In the improvised captivity, Mariana was tied up, but unharmed. Eduardo tried to escape, but was captured after a chase through the neighborhood's alleys. In the hiding place, Lucas found a board with notes on the kidnapping planning and a detailed map of the escape areas. Upon being arrested, Eduardo confessed that he planned to release Mariana after receiving the money. He also revealed that the note was written by an accomplice who was still at large. Based on the information, Lucas led another investigation to arrest the rest of the group. In his confession, Eduardo mentioned a secondary warehouse used as a meeting point where the accomplices hid part of the equipment used in the kidnappings. While Lucas investigated the second warehouse, he discovered that the accomplice, identified as Ramon Villar, was a dangerous criminal with a history of violence. Upon arriving at the location, Lucas found evidence that the group was planning new kidnappings. Documents revealed potential targets, as well as maps with detailed escape routes. The operation to capture Ramon was quickly mounted. Lucas and his team surrounded the warehouse just as Ramon and 2 other accomplices were preparing to flee. After an intense exchange of fire, the team managed to arrest everyone involved. Inside the warehouse, in addition to weapons and counterfeit money, Lucas found more evidence that connected the group to other crimes in the region. Among the items recovered from the warehouse was a diary containing details of past crimes and references to possible partners who have not yet been identified. One page in particular caught Lucas' attention. On it, there was a list of influential politicians and businesspeople who appeared to be involved in a corruption scheme. Evidence suggested that the group of kidnappers could be operating as part of a larger, more dangerous network. Lucas realized he was dealing with something much more complex than a simple kidnapping. He contacted prosecutors and began cross-referencing information between the names found in the diary and ongoing investigations into corruption. This discovery began a new stage of the investigation, involving not only local police, but also federal agencies. As Mariana was returned to her mother, who hugged her with tears of relief, emotion took over everyone in the house. Clara, still shaking, held Lucas' face with her hands and said, in a choked voice, "There are no words to thank. You saved my life. My daughter is everything to me." Lucas, accustomed to avoiding emotional involvement in his cases, felt touched by Clara's sincerity. He just nodded, but the intensity of that moment stayed with him. Before leaving, Mariana gave Lucas a drawing she had made during her captivity. It was a figure of a man with a badge in his hand, and Mariana wrote in crooked letters, "My hero." That night, Lucas went home with the drawing. He sat at the kitchen table and looked at the sheet of paper. He knew that this job required constant sacrifices, but moments like these were what kept him going. Deep down, he also knew that the fight against crime was infinite, but gestures of gratitude like Mariana's brightened up even the darkest days. Still, as he rested, a worry haunted him. He knew that the diary found in the warehouse was just the tip of the iceberg. New challenges would arise, but for now he kept Mariana's drawing carefully as a reminder that, even in the midst of chaos, he made a difference in someone's life.